that I am no good, that I like to fight too much. Who does she think put it there? In my house, if you question Daddy, you get a black eye. In my house, a fist is power.
Let's talk. Call the Bahamas Crisis Center's free 24-hour hotline at 328-0922. Sometimes a conversation can change a life.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up first at 6, Doctors' Dilemma. The Doctors' Union not pleased with recent comments made by the Minister of Health. Primary exports. A workshop held in the capital this week on domestic imports and exports.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Government pleased with talks held this week in the European Union. Good Friday evening, Bahamas. I'm Altaviz Munnings. Welcome to First at 6 and to the weekend. Minister of Financial Services, the Honorable Brent Simonet, told our news team today that new communication has been submitted to the European Union after talks in Brussels, Belgium this week. He, along with the Minister of Finance, Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Peter Turnquest, returned home to the Bahamas yesterday after the Bahamas was placed on a blacklist of the European Union's non-cooperative jurisdictions. Minister Simonet explained to us this morning what will take place in the days ahead.
We were able to meet with representatives from the EU and had a very good, frank, and complete discussion on the matter. And we were informed that on Friday, which is today in Brussels, the EU technical team would be reviewing our subsequent letters and also status as a result of the blacklisting. We look forward to the outcome of that meeting, which will then set another train of events in place towards the eventual delisting of the Bahamas from the blacklist. The Deputy Prime Minister will be making a statement later on in Parliament, and as will I will be, where we will outline the future roadmap.
Minister Simonet added that the response will mean new legislation to guide financial services.
We had additional legislation planned as a result of the signing of the convention in San Marino in Paris, dealing with common reporting standards and the base erosion profit shifting mechanism. So it's part of an ongoing process.
On to other news. Online reports suggest that a homicide investigation is underway in Florida after a bridge collapsed, leaving several persons dead and many more injured. The footbridge is located near Florida International University in Miami, where a number of Bahamian students attend. The bridge collapsed months before it was to open, leaving investigators with the difficult task of trying to figure why it happened and who might be responsible. With many Bahamians residing in the Florida area, we reached out to Consul General Linda Trico-Mackey.
Fortunately, because it's spring break, there are a few students actually on campus, and there were no Bahamians, and we regret the tragedy for those who experienced loss, but the Bahamas has not experienced any loss from any of our Bahamians at the school. And it's an unfortunate thing because it was recently built. The same company, I understand, the company that was involved in some other matter at the airport, so they're really under heavy investigation. So in terms of the Bahamians, it was confirmed that there were no Bahamians.
Now to labor news first at 6. The acting president of the Bahamas Doctors Union, Dr. Makumba Millar, expressing the union's disappointment over comments made this week by Minister of Health, Dr. the Honorable Dwayne Sands, concerning the performance of doctors. Dr. Miller says Dr. Sands met with the BDU on previous occasions and the matter was never discussed.
Fact, in a recently signed industrial agreement between the parties, specifically mandates the policies and procedures that either the union or the government should follow in order to air their grievances. Every physician should receive a comprehensive annual performance appraisal in which any negatives about the employee's performance are addressed and documented. Any employee found to be operating at a subpar level should be given an opportunity to make positive changes in their work ethic. Were these employees given this opportunity before they were publicly shamed in the highest podium in the land?
Well, we contacted the Minister of Health for a response to the Bahamas Doctors Union, and Dr. San says he stands by his comments about non-performing and underperforming physicians.
When I speak about a small but visible minority, it is clear that I believe that the majority of physicians are hardworking, committed individuals. I have gone on record repeatedly as saying that they stand in the gap for Bahamians. I believe that many of those committed, hardworking physicians are underappreciated. That is not to say that there aren't individuals who have been taking the Bahamian people, taking advantage of the Bahamian people. And I'm sure if you put the same question to Dr. Miller, he will agree categorically that there are a number of a small but visible minority of physicians who do not provide value for the money that they're paid by the Bahamian people. And so the choice of language and in response, it is so. Because Dr. Miller knows exactly who I'm talking about.
Well, still on Labor News First at 6, a handful of members of the Bahamas Public Services Union held a small protest today to voice their dissatisfaction with the union's leadership, saying it lacks the integrity it takes to lead the organization. We spoke with BPSU member Brenda Lee Seymour.
Accountability is not there. Transparency is nowhere.
You can't see nobody, everybody in meeting, every time, everybody in meeting. From the time they get in, I haven't seen the president one day yet. He hasn't come around to say, well, thank you for putting us in or whatever. Not one day yet. You put in for $500, you can't get it. They say, ain't no money inside the treasury. But my $25 coming out every month. I pay it, I working hard for that $25, you know.
BPSU President Kimsley Ferguson responded to today's demonstration.
If persons would have had concerns, then the office is available for them to come and express their concerns, but nobody has come to us and expressed any particular concern with regards to the service that we've been providing since we came into office. The auditors are currently in office at this particular time, and they're doing the audit for 2015. These audits were actually audits that were under the administration of the previous president, Mr. John Pinder, and it is our responsibility not to shove blame, but to get the job done on behalf of the membership, and that is indeed what we're doing.
We're just getting started. First at 6. Coming up, hear more about plans for a new school in Gregory Town. We'll see you on the next side of the break.
Are your monthly bills coming in on top of your holiday bills? It's time for a change. Bundle your bills into one low-rate loan with Commonwealth Bank. Move your high-rate loans and credit card balances from other banks to a low-rate consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank. Less stress, less to pay, each and every month. Plus, the chance to win $5,000. So make a change. Get a consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank and pay less.
Coca-Cola Bahamas has always been a strong community partner for us. They've supported and helped us to
reach hundreds of young men through Sprite basketball,
create a fun and interactive United FC,
go a little bit further for our animal friends,
feed thousands of Bahamians every year,
preserve our natural habitat,
and celebrate Bahamian culture and Junkanoo on Bay Street.
The Caribbean Bottling Team is committed to the communities that we serve around the entire Bahamas.
With KFC's Family Deal, everything is under control.
Dad genius.
Enjoy our family deal with 8 pieces of freshly prepared chicken, large family fries, and 4 biscuits. All for just $20 including VAT. KFC Nassau, it's finger-licking good.
This portion of the news brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking.
The primary exports from the Caribbean to the European Union are fuel and mining products, bananas, sugar, and rum. While in comparison, BAIC Chairman Michael Folk says vehicles, milk, and spirits are among the top exports into the region. With the Bahamas signing on to the CARIFORM European Union's Economic Partnership Agreement almost 20 years ago, Folk says he hopes to see the increased export of goods from the Caribbean to Europe. Folks was speaking at a CARIFORM EU EPA workshop on Thursday and noted that the Bahamas is proud to participate in the partnership aimed at developing free trade and promoting the free movement of goods and services. He added that BAIC's mandate is to encourage the expansion and promotion of small and medium enterprises while enhancing opportunities for international trade.
We achieve this by providing research and feasibility studies, industrial land for lease at concessionary rates, access to development funding, access to buyer markets, and business monitoring and evaluation. I therefore wish to report that in 2015, BAIC, through its Handicraft Development Department, exported Bahamian-made products inclusive of straw, shell, coconut products to a free trade enterprise in the name of El Puente in Germany, with an export value in excess of $70,000. While the sum is not large by any measure, it is indeed a beginning.
The Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation partnered with the Caribbean Export Development Agency for the workshop. Service specialist for the Caribbean Export Development Company, Alison Francis, said the forum is the second of several being hosted throughout the region. First Secretary of Trade Affairs in the European delegation from CARIFORM, Adam Wisniewski, says EPA implementation is a priority for the European Union as it works with partners, focusing on the development of the private sector.
We expect that the private sector would exchange on how they have traded with Europe and significantly as well how there can be possibilities of trade among themselves. The enhancement of regional trade is also an important aspect of the Economic Partnership Agreement.
One of the EPA's main objectives is to promote economic growth within the region. It aims to increase chances for the Caribbean businesses to participate in global value chains and supports the conditions for increasing investments and private sector initiatives, enhancing supply capacity and competitiveness in the CARIFORM states.
Government plans to construct a new Gregory Town primary school in Eleuthera at an estimated cost between $2 and $4 million. Acting Chief Architect in the Ministry of Public Works, Timothy Johnson, says they're looking at a proposed site adjacent to the community park to house the community's students. He says the 4 classroom buildings will be built to accommodate more students for future growth.
It comprises of an administration wing, a resource center, a library, as well as a preschool and art classroom and a tuck shop pavilion area. It should accommodate at least a maximum in terms of student-wise. But for a classroom, you probably can get up to about, I would say, 10 students in the 4 classroom, thereabout. So we're looking at about maybe close to about 40 students, at maximum 40, 50 students.
Johnson says the model officials are looking at is a scaled-down version of the one the ministry has previously used for other Family Island schools that will cut down costs. He also makes adjustments for less students.
We're working on design drawings now. We're almost completed. Just need to meet with our clients to confirm the layout, and then we move into construction drawings. I would think if we get things on a timely basis, we could look roughly at somewhere in the fall of this year to start construction.
The Bahamas National Trust expressing disappointment with the recent ruling handed down against 3 individuals of Grand Bahama convicted of possessing and killing the endangered loggerhead turtle. In a press statement, National Trust officials noted that the opportunity to send a clear message that this was a serious offense was missed. The 3 offenders were sentenced to a conditional discharge and 500 hours of community service, something the National Trust says many citizens felt was too lenient. The National Trust's release went on to say that fisheries regulations allow for a much stronger penalty to have been issued. Offenders could have received a fine of $3,000, 1 year imprisonment, or both. But the National Trust respects the discretion of the magistrate in deciding penalties, and authorities say they are disappointed with the decision. Further, the Environmental Conservation Organization said all around the world, humans have driven sea turtle populations to the brink of extinction. The Bahamas National Trust encourages the public to learn the fisheries regulations and to continue reporting offenses to the Department of Marine Resources. Well, an act of Mother Nature led a local conch vendor to make an unusual discovery. Stephen Dean, the self-proclaimed conch celebrity, says he was walking along St. Andrews Beach in eastern New Providence when he stumbled across an extremely mature conch. But based on the lip, it could be very old.
In my experience being a conch vendor, I have a lot of knowledge on conch. I saw that the conch was old. The back of the conch, as a conch vendor, we normally knock the back of the conch to get the conch out of the shell. It didn't have a hole, so I realized, that this conch, has been around for a very long time. I can't determine the age right now, but I know that this is a very old conch.
Dean, who's very excited about the discovery, contacted Bahamas National Trust officials and hopes to have a study conducted on the mollusk.
I was surprised, I was like, wow, this is a conch, and I once I saw the flare of the lip of the conch, I realized, like, wow, this is something that could be huge, So I was really excited to find out, more about, the conch and how old the conch really is. You can basically tell from the lip of the conch, the age of the conch, and normally if it's about 15 millimeters, and you can measure a conch from a tool that is used to measure conch. It's called a caliber, and once is a penny, but a penny size within width. That means that conch could be a mature conch. And what I noticed that this lip overlap enormously, is very huge in the structure.
Well, still to come, basketball action topping sports tonight. Jonathan Benson is up next with First at 6 Sports.
That portion of the news was brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking services.
At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we provide imaging services to meet all your family's needs. Same goes for imaging at Grosvenor. We're the imaging experts. We never schedule multiple appointments, so you'll be in and out in no time. And if your initial screening reveals a concern, our radiology specialist can consult your doctor and conduct an alternative screening right then and there. Results are ready within 24 hours. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
We'll be with you through new beginnings and sunset endings, through toil and many tears, through the joys and many fears. For all of life's ever-changing moments, trust J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers for all of your insurance needs. J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil.
Red cheese, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are.
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
Financial dreams only become a reality when we make the commitment to ourselves and our financial future. Let Leno help you bridge your dream into a reality. Leno Corporate Services offer individual retirement plans, pension administration, investment management, brokerage and trading, accounting, payroll, and corporate services.
Leno, bridging possibilities. Contact us at 396-3225.
The bees are back. It's the 21st Annual Bahamas National Spelling Bee Championship, live Sunday, March 18th at 2:30 p.m. on the ZNS Network. Watch all the excitement of competition and find out who will take home the trophy. Watch the Bahamas National Spelling Bee Championship Sunday, March 18th at 2:30 p.m. right here on the ZNS Network. ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The New Providence Basketball Association continuing with its best of 3 Division I playoffs last night at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. The opener between the Carroll Contractors Pirates and the PJ Stingers going right down to the wire. Pirates hold on 98-93 to even the series at a game apiece. Scotty Farrington, 29 points and 11 rebounds to lead the Pirates. Greg Smith Jr. right behind with 28 points. Tevin Hudson, 13, while Anthony Wiley finished with 12 points and 10 boards. In the loss, Salathiel Dean a side-high 21 points. Randy Williams following with 20. Devin Ferguson, 14. Vernon Subs added 13. Game 3 will be played on Monday with a winner going on. As for last night's feature game, the situation much the same. The Rhythm Rebels also in a must-win against the Commonwealth Bank Giants. For the Giants, they weren't taking any chances. They made it look easy, winning 96-64 to complete the 2-game sweep. Deshaun Taylor a side-high 21 points in the win. David Taylor added 17. Gamilian Rose 14 points and 10 rebounds. Michael Furley-Bain finishing with 12 points. Tarad Ramming, he had 10. For the Rebels, Theo Ferguson a game-high 22 points. Craig Buchanan had 15. Deshaun Dean finishing up with 12. While Division I is on break tonight, action will pick up in Division II at the AF Adelaide Gym. The Triple K Stampers up 1-0, and they'll try and close out the YCares Elites. The Carroll Contractors Resistance, they will also look to bring out the Brooms after taking Game 1 from the Rockets. Game 1 of the South Anders Basketball League Championship taking place last night. Rolls Bussing, they picked up the win, 113-94 over South Anders High. John Woodside, 35 points in the win. Aaron Roll added 27. Malik Smith, he had 33 in the loss. 2 games last night in the New Providence Women's Basketball Association. Brittany Carson, 22 points to lead the Bomber G Operators past Foxy's Angels, 64-49. The Cheetahs also in the win column, 65-38 over the Connectors. Briante Raleigh had 12 points for the Cheetahs. The NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament tipping off yesterday. The madness already underway. The biggest upset on opening day involving one of our own. When he went to college, DeAndre Ayton knew he was going to be a one and done, but I don't think he expected the same fate from his Arizona Wildcats in the opening game of the tournament, but that's exactly what happened. The 3rd-seeded Cats one and done, getting blown out by 14th-seed Buffalo, 89-68. Despite the loss, the big man finishing with another double-double, 6 of 13 from the field, 2 of 5 from the line, 14 points and 13 rebounds. After the game, to no one's surprise, the potential #1 pick officially declared for the NBA draft. In other March Madness news, Nathan Bain playing just 2 minutes in Stephen F. Austin's 70-60 loss to Texas Tech. Travis Munnings in his final game for Louisiana Monroe, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists in his team's 80-66 loss to Austin Peay. That was in the first round of the College Insider Tournament. Tonight, Lou Rawls, Tum Tum Nin and Michigan State, they'll be in the opening round of the Big Dance against Bucknell. Aaron Campbell, he plays for Texas Southern. They take on Xavier. On the ladies' side, LaShawn Higgs and the Texas Longhorns, they play tomorrow against Maine in their tournament opener. Joanna Evans back in the pool this morning for the Texas Longhorns at the NCAA Swimming Championships in Ohio. She finished 27th in the 200 free in 1:45.50 and did not move on. Up next will be the 1650 free, where Joanna is seeded 6th, and that goes tomorrow. 2 scores in from the government secondary school soccer season yesterday. Junior girls, S.C. McPherson over AF Adelaide 1-0. Aaliyah Clark, the goal scorer. The Sharks junior boys also victorious over the Tigers, the final there of 2-0. And that is your first look at sports. Don't go anywhere. First at 6 is back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Today is a day for fun. Today is a day for family. So why should yesterday's worries affect my today? That's why I insure my family with J.S. Johnson, because their mission is to provide us with the best insurance coverage possible. With J.S. Johnson, I know my family comes first, so I take comfort in knowing that they always have us covered, providing us with a great today and an even better tomorrow.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
BTC is giving the gift of rollover data, plus free unlimited WhatsApp calls, texts, pictures, and videos. Choose from our 1-day plan for $349, 7-day plan for $9.99, or a 15-day plan for only $29.99. We've even thrown in unlimited BTC to BTC calls and texts. Dial *203# to activate your plan today. Share every moment with BTC. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, I'm Megan Shepard, a reporter here at the ZNS Northern Service. Did you know that ZNS is right at your fingertips when you download the new ZNS app? Missed something in our newscast? That's okay. Simply pull up the app, swipe, and you'll find all of our news headlines and highlights. So what are you waiting for? Download the new ZNS app today.
The bees are back. It's the 21st Annual Bahamas National Spelling Bee Championship, live Sunday, March 18th at 2:30 p.m. on the ZNS Network. Watch all the excitement of competition and find out who will take home the trophy. Watch the Bahamas National Spelling Bee Championship, Sunday, March 18th at 2:30 p.m. right here on the ZNS Network.
The Florida Games Bahamas 2018, featuring athletes in 26 countries across the region. Friday, March 30th to Monday, April 2nd at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. It's track and field at its best as our competitors run faster, throw further, and jump higher. The competition will be fierce as the Bahamas attempts to recapture the crown from arch rival Jamaica and keep Trinidad and Barbados and the rest of the Caribbean off their heels. Experience the energy of junk canoe. Get your flags out, bring your whistles, goatskin, drums, and cowbells. Lick 'em with the rhythm. It's going to be sizzling hot, off and on the track. The Florida Games, March 30th to April 2nd at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. You just have to be there.
In news from the region, Antigua and Barbuda's Prime Minister Gaston Brown is seeking to follow the lead of his Grenadian counterpart, the Right Honorable Dr. Keith Mitchell, and lead his Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party of a whitewash of the opposition in the March 21st general election there. In the country's 2014 general elections, the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party won 14 of the seats, with the remainder going to the then ruling United Progressive Party. While still talking elections, an Organization of American States Electoral Experts Mission has recommended the introduction of political party and campaign finance regulations to promote transparency and accountability in Grenada's electoral processes. The recommendation was one of several made by the 6-member group of experts who observed this week's general elections. A preliminary report issued by the mission noted that Grenada had no specific legislation or regulations that directly addressed the issue of campaign financing. And Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley said earlier this week that the country would not be approaching the International Monetary Fund under his watch, as he blamed foreign companies in the oil industry for not meeting their financial obligations. He told delegates at an energy conference about the present difficulties within the industry, but insisted that the burden must be shared by all stakeholders.
Time now for weather.
In our first look at weather, beautiful day around the $700, at least in northwest and central Bahamas, with an abundance of sunshine, but some cloudiness continue to linger over the southeast Bahamas. Outside of our studios just now, we have clear skies, your temperature around 75 degrees, relative humidity 54%, and the winds are out of the northeast at 7 knots. Barometric pressure 1,018.4 millibars, is 30.09 inches, and it is steady. That's going to do it for our first look at weather at 6. Stay tuned, more weather is still to come.
Thanks so much, Basil. That does it for First at 6. It's time now for a check on stories making news around the northern Bahamas.
The nation's leader addressing hundreds of high school students. Corporate Grants Bahama commended for its role in the NTA program. And your favorite Disney character making a stop on Grants Bahama.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news, the nation's leader joining hundreds of students from throughout Grand Bahama as they learned about technology and industry during a two-day career fair at the Grand Lucayan Resort. The Prime Minister encouraging the young people to take advantage of the opportunity to garner as much information about these two vital sectors. Sabrina Brown reports.
Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis speaking to hundreds of young people at the Industrial and Technical Career Fair, noting the significance of the two-day event as the government works to make Grand Bahama a technology hub. The career fair is just one avenue through which the government hopes to empower young Bahamians.
It's essential for you to absorb and understand as much as the tech languages and equipment and technology that you see and exposed to today, because you are the future of the Bahamas. I want you to learn as much as you can and be assured that your government will assist you in your career path so that you can become successful. Because as I look out at you this morning, I can potentially be looking at the Bahamas' next Bill Gates.
Following his address, the Prime Minister was taken on a tour of the Industrial and Technical Exhibition, members of the corporate community showcasing what their establishments are all about and the potential opportunities available to young people.
We are so happy and so proud to be a part of the youth as we are Alive, and Alive is a fun company, and a lot of students came over to find out exactly what Alive have. You know, everything is digital, everything is technology.
Our objective is to sensitize the public on safety. We also want to teach the young men the different aspects of this welding field.
What BTC is really pushing, we're trying to get the technical field, get new blood into the company to keep the company vibrant, keep it going, stay relevant.
Yesterday, it was really good. The younger kids, today we're expecting the seniors, and I see a lot of them have come around already this morning. Everybody loves our welding program.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
The nation's leader wrapping up a tour of one of the companies in the industrial park a short time ago. The nation's leader, Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, along with a delegation of government officials, toured the Pharmaceutical Company Limited. The manufacturing plant currently manufactures the bulk active pharmaceutical ingredients used in an antiviral drug for Gilead Sciences. Now, Pharmachem is currently undergoing a multi-million-dollar expansion with plans to manufacture even more drugs. Prime Minister Minnis commending the company for their outstanding work, which impacts millions around the world.
What is even most significant, as small as we are here in the Bahamas, and the work that's done here by Bahamians, they supply medication to about 1 million individuals throughout the Bahamas, throughout the world. So that is very, very significant. And with the additional 2 drugs that's being added to the complement, I'm sure that in a matter of time, the Bahamas would be providing medication to well in excess of 2 million people. So as small as we are, we're making great significant contribution to the health care throughout the world. And I'd like to congratulate the staff members of Pharmachem and encourage them to continue the excellent work that they're doing.
The Prime Minister and his team were briefed about the new facility that is currently under construction. Chief Financial Officer Kevin Seymour notes that the project was originally estimated to cost around $120 million, but has since increased to $180 million. He adds that over $100 million will be spent with Bahamian vendors.
We forecast initially that about $47 million was going to be spent with Bahamas-based investors or vendors. That has now increased significantly to $109 million, okay? We have actually already sunk with these Bahamas-based vendors, $18 million since we commenced the project.
Meanwhile, the National Training Agency hosting a graduation ceremony last evening for its 6th cohort at the Ruby Swiss restaurant. The training agency was commended for the role it is playing in preparing members of society for the workforce. Kimberly Mullings reports.
The National Training Agency is geared toward preparing members of the society for the workforce through internships. One of this year's Star Award recipients, trainee Caitlin Thompson, gave her account of the National Training Agency as a proud participant, describing the experience as sensational.
We are so blessed to have been afforded this opportunity to be trained for the workplace, to propel us to our next destination. I have acquired the basic attributes such as teamwork, communication, punctuality, credibility, and the ability to cope under pressure. Further, I have gained the ability to exercise these sterling qualities in the workplace. This has been a rewarding experience for me. Never in my wildest dream have I ever imagined the fun, the laughter, and the engagement that would come out of a job readiness class setting.
The keynote speaker was the Minister of Labor, Senator the Honorable Dion Folks. He commended the local organizers of the program for its success on Grand Bahama, taking note of the diversity of trainees.
Over 1/3 of the 61 persons tonight have already gotten jobs, and I'm told that most of them have already been on interviews. So this is a wonderful program for the young people, and I want to encourage more young people in Grand Bahama to sign up with the NTA. It is worth it. It all has to do with lifelong training and lifelong studying. As the technological age is advancing, persons who would have graduated, say, 10, 15 years ago, they're refreshing their skills to make them marketable out there in the job place. And I was very pleased to see some mature people here.
Some 13 members of corporate Grand Bahama's private sector partnered with the NTA to ensure that the students received hands-on experience. Minister Folks says this speaks well of the local companies.
I think it is wonderful because they are not getting anything directly from it. They're not being paid, and for them to partner with the NTA is wonderful. I find the companies here in Grand Bahama, they are very good corporate citizens. And I had an opportunity to meet with about 30 of them today to talk about national training. And they are really excited about helping young people in terms of the corporate world, in terms of the government, and also the trade unions. I think with all three of us working hand in hand together, I think we can accomplish almost anything. And I am very optimistic about here in Grand Bahama. The atmosphere here is very positive, and the young people here are looking for jobs and they're training themselves.
Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
A team from UNESCO visiting Grand Bahama today to conduct a series of meetings with various stakeholders in the education system. The discussions focusing on the revision of the Education Act. The team is headed by Coordinator of Regional and International Projects at the Ministry of Education, Dr. Karen St. Cyr. She is accompanied by a 5-member team from UNESCO, led by Sarah Bin Mahfouz, Associate Program Specialist with UNESCO headquarters in Paris, France. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition continues in just a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
Musicians, churches, nightclubs, Radio Shack is now stocked with heavy-duty power amps, powered speakers, subwoofers, cordless and wired microphones, lavaliers, guitar strings, drumsticks, skins and accessories, guitar and bass amps, DI boxes, crossovers, line conditioners, percussion instruments, clarinet and saxophone reeds, PA systems, mixers, routers, hard drives, sound cards, tablets, MacBook Pro power cords and adapters, and so much more at the new Radio Shack at Dolly Madison Home Center.
Come on down. When you need a warm, filling meal, head to KFC for a hot, juicy, flaky chicken pot pie. Individual sized, freshly baked, chunky chicken pot pie loaded with tender pieces of delicious KFC chicken, green peas, hearty carrots, potatoes, and a thick and savory home-style sauce. Covered with a golden crust. chicken pot pie. Available at all KFC restaurants in Freeport.
Hey, have you heard? ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Whether you're on the move or just kicking back. Miss something on the news? It's there. Want to keep up with a live update? It's there. Or just want to listen to your favorite station? It's there too. Download the app now from the App Store and Google Play Store.
It's Tico T and El Pinko's birthday bash featuring Young Jeezy. Saturday, March 31st, Gombe Park. Tickets sold at all Fluid Factory locations. Covering the Northern Bahamas, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. A special group of children were all smiles as a famous Disney character paid a visit recently. It was an unforgettable experience for the youngsters and for the adults as well, as our Kimberly Mullings.
Are you kidding me? Mickey Mouse came here to Grand Bahama Children's Home. How exciting.
Indeed it was. Board member of the Grand Bahama Children's Home, Leslie Davies Baptista, was there for the celebration as Captain Mickey of the Disney Cruise Line paid a visit to the precious gems of the home. They even sang the Disney Clubhouse song for him.
I don't know that I've ever seen just joy sort of encapsulated like that. Disney brought magic here to the children here at the home, and it was pretty special to watch, to see their faces light up with excitement. And we often talk about the challenges that a lot of the kids here have had in the home itself, the challenges that we have. So to bring that kind of levity and that joy here this afternoon is something remarkable and something that these children will never forget, something I won't forget. Who doesn't love Mickey Mouse? I've loved him since I was little. I know you've loved him. So it's been pretty special to see.
Captain Mickey brought treats for the children, took pictures with them, and gave out a lot of high fives and hugs. Baptista says it was an unforgettable moment.
This is something that not only will they have the memories of, but they've got books from Nemo, they've got stuffed Mickey Mouses to have as their very own. And that's another thing that's pretty special for the children at the home. To have something that's their very own that they can take with them will ensure that it's a memory that will last.
It was certainly a pleasure to have Captain Mickey from the Disney Cruise Line's visit. I'm Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
The Falcons Boys Club taking their annual conference to East Grand Bahama tomorrow. The boys mentoring program is moving throughout Grand Bahama, spreading the message of positive youth development. Chief Counselor for East Grand Bahama, Donovan Bowe, and Assistant Director of the Falcons Club, Philip Weatherburn, are looking forward to the East End Conclave.
Is one of the pillars in developing excellent young men. And under this theme, if it's going to be, it's up to me, we know that good will come out of this conference. We thank Mr. Roll for allowing it to take place in our district, and we certainly look forward to the good fruit that will come from the seed that's being planted.
We're encouraging all the young men to come out. We are encouraging fathers also to come out with them. This year we'll be having a number of giveaways. Thanks to our partners and our sponsors, we are pleased to say we'll be having sufficient giveaways for each boy that will attend. There'll be backpacks filled with an assortment of different things, books, and things that are needed for young men as they continue to develop, especially in the school situation.
The Falcons returned from Abaco earlier this month, where they held a conference at the Patrick Bethel School. Tomorrow, they will meet at the new Emmanuel Disciple Center in East End. Youth Officer Carla Brown-Roker believes the Falcons Boys program is making a difference.
Now more than ever, we know the importance of mentoring young men in our society to ensure that they rear themselves into being productive citizens of our country and our community. And the Falcons Boys Club have been doing this for the last 2 decades. And so we happily partner with them in this initiative as they take their conferences throughout the Bahama Islands.
The 4 Rotary clubs on Grand Bahama and the 2 Rotaract clubs are gearing up to host their 2018 Rotary Ball this weekend. It is expected to be a night filled with entertainment, food, networking, and giveaways. Assistant Governor Wayne Russell says all proceeds will go toward Rotary's community programs.
The more well-known programs are the Emergency Water Relief Plant, which was critical after Hurricane Matthew. The Rotary Wheelchair Program, which delivers free of charge wheelchairs to those in need. Also, the Rotary Clubs work with the Columbus House and the Children's Home. They install road reflectors on the government road. Guests will receive a 3-course meal, some wine, and a full night of entertainment. We will be joined by the Minister for Finance and Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable K. Peter Turnquist, as well as the next Rotary International President, Barry Rassin.
Alive is the primary sponsor of the Rotary Ball. Chief Alive caregiver Allison Lavardi says Alive has made the commitment to donate 2 devices that will be raffled on the night of the ball.
Investing into the community is something Alive is very passionate about, and we have seen the Rotary Club in many ways do the same. From its wheelchair program and its Rotary water plant geared towards the environment and many other great initiatives. I am proud to say that this is not our first collaboration with the Rotary Club, as we had a wonderful time at last month's 4th annual Jonathan Guthrow Golf Tournament, and we are sure that this event will be just as exciting.
The ball will be held at the Grand Lucine Resort at 6:30 p.m. on Saturday, March 17th. And now it is time to ask the doctor.
I'm Dr. Monique Pratt. Welcome. Miguel asked, as a single father, how can I talk to my teenage daughter about sex? Thanks for asking such an important question, Miguel. Sex can be extremely difficult for a father and daughter to discuss, but it is something that must be talked about openly and honestly. The subject of sex is something that cannot be avoided, as it is commonly displayed in some sort in news, entertainment, and advertising. Waiting for the perfect moment isn't realistic, and you might end up missing the best opportunities. Here are some ideas that can help you get started. First, seize the moment. When a program or music video raises issues about responsible sexual behavior, use it as a trigger for discussion. Always be honest and direct. Clearly state your feelings or specific issues, such as homosexuality. Always talk about the risks, which include emotional pain, sexually transmitted infections, and unplanned pregnancies. If you don't know how to answer your teens' questions, offer to find the answers for them or look them up together. Make sure that you consider your teens' point of view. Try not to lecture them or use scare tactics to discourage sexual activity. Instead, listen to them carefully and try to understand their challenges, concerns, and pressures. You should also let your teen know it's okay to talk about sex or whenever they have a question or concern. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Don't go away, Ricardo Lightborn is up next with a check on sports.
More on Makeup by Megan Coakley. When you want to look like a star. Phone 443-7979.
Silver Star Evangelistic Ministry presents its 2018 Women Empowered by the Holy Spirit Conference, March 15th and 16th at 7 p.m. nightly, and a prayer breakfast at 8 a.m. on Saturday, March 17th. Plan to attend.
The Flow-Carifta Games Bahamas 2018, featuring athletes in 26 countries across the region. Friday, March 30th to Monday, April 2nd at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. It's track and field at its best as our competitors run faster, throw further, and jump higher. The competition will be fierce as the Bahamas attempts to recapture the crown from arch-rival Jamaica and keep Trinidad and Barbados and the rest of the Caribbean off their heels. Experience the energy of Junkanoo. Get your flags out, bring your whistles, goatskin drums, and cowbells. Lick 'em with the rhythm. It's going to be sizzling hot, off and on the track. 30th to April 2nd at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. You just have to be there.
It's sports time on a Friday. I'm Ricardo Lightborn, Valera Clark, and Queenie over there at Mr. Baker are really happy today. The Tabernacle Academy Falcons held their celebration assembly and solidified the Falcons as the best sports school in the country. Natalia Hall was there.
Not only champions, but proud and tabby strong. Tell them talk that.
The students of Tabernacle Baptist Christian Academy celebrating their 2018 Island Sports track and field team and the Hugh Campbell basketball champions in grand style. A special assembly was held on the school campus, but just before the major celebrations begun, the school welcomed a special visitor, Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis, the nation's leader, telling the students that Tabernacle is now the athletic powerhouse of the country.
I came in from Nassau. St. Augustine was a part of the various athletic teams, but you've defeated all of us. It's unusual that St. Augustine's is defeated, but I think the entire Bahamas must now respect you. And as the Bahamas is not here to respect you, on their behalf, I must salute to you and congratulate you.
He also shared this bit of advice.
As you go through life, you will encounter obstacles, but remain focused. Because once you remain focused, just as you are number one, you can continue to be number one.
The Prime Minister then made this commitment.
At your next championship events, I will be sitting in the audience with one of your shirts on. I will be cheering as an unofficial member of the Tabernacle School. So I say to SAC, I am not with you today, I am with Tabernacle. Thank you very much.
So there you have it, SAC. The Prime Minister is now a Falcon and was even presented with this shirt. The teams were then introduced and students performed a number of selections. Basketball coach Kevin Clark reflected on some of the challenges the basketball team faced during the Hugh Campbell Championships while in New Providence. Following the assembly, the entire Falcon family took part in a parade from the school, downtown, and throughout the business district. It's Talia Hall, ZNS Total Sports.
And also the ceremony this morning, the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Honorable Michael Pintard, also is a part of that assembly and telling the students that this achievement signifies the importance of what it really means to be a team.
If this country had the spirit that you have in this building today, we could change the course of this nation. Because you are pulling together no matter whatever differences any of you would have had, no matter what disappointments you had today. The spirit and the power in this room could change this country. So we have to pull together. We have to decide it's about turning to each other instead of on each other. It means that we must know what our role is and play that role.
Also, Member of Parliament for Pine Ridge, Frederick McAlpine, said that he is very proud of the Tabernacle Baptist Academy Falcons and the impact being made in the community.
You help me to lift my head up because you're one of the schools in my areas, and you do me proud today, and you do the people of Pine Ridge proud. I want to encourage you to keep striving in the area of athleticism, academics, and in moral discipline. Continue to do all you can and continue to strive and continue to soar. And I'm not going to tell you to put God first. I'm going to say continue to keep God first.
And a wonderful morning with the kids at Tabernacle. Well, we welcome Derek Nesbitt. A high school basketball league is now over, folks. Jack Hayward, the Wildcats won the boys in the 17 title. 32-27 win over the Tabernacle Falcons, and also the series sweep. The Wildcats, Kia Wagos had a 10-point game, and also Lamado Smith was named the MVP. The Primary School Softball League also moving right along. Nico Grand Nita Doherty League. Bishop Michael Alden nips Sunland 4-3 in girls play. Martintown over Holmes Rock 87. Maurice Moore over Freeport Gospel 16-9. Lewis Yard came away with a 2-1 win over Hugh Campbell, and Martintown boys over Holmes Rock 7-5. They also played some volleyball, and the BMES Warriors defeated the BUT Bulldogs 21-16, 21-12 in a co-ed affair. And in the men's showdown, the GT Defenders defeated the FNA Numba Crunchers. Get the score 25-23, 25-17, 25-27, and 25-21 to score. Not bad. Guys had a wonderful time as well. Don't forget also tomorrow that the Rising Stars baseball team will be at the Plex. Also, you got the YMCA. They too have legacy. And down at Grand Bahama, you have the Grand Bahama Little League. They're going to be at the Americaribbean Baseball. I'm going to go watch baseball tomorrow.
This portion of the news is brought to you by In Style Boutique. Be fashionable, be trendy, be in style.
You already know what it is, homie. It's your boy, that's Fry Young. Million City, Mr. Bring the whole city out.
It's gonna snow in Freeport when the Passport Gang proudly presents the Snowman, Young Jeezy, live in concert.
What it do, what the business is, your boy J Double.
Oh yeah, for Tico T and El Pinko's birthday bash on Saturday, March 31st. It's the weekend at Goombay Park. All of Freeport and all the family islands are coming out for Young Jeezy live in concert.
It's gonna be some money throwing a bottle popping.
With music by the Passport Gang, Tico T, King Diano, Kiki Fire, Excitement, Slanks, and more. And hosted by Big Pun. Tickets are $30 general, $60 VIP, $125 all access. Purchase tickets at all Fluid Factory locations. Doors open at 10 p.m. to Goombay Park. Saturday, March 31st. For the Tico T and El Pinko Easter Weekend Birthday Bash with Young Jeezy.
If you ain't there, you ain't nowhere.
Sponsored by Heineken, Tennessee, Moet, Fluid Factory, Top It Off, Premier Lounge, Indian Entertainment, 100 Jams, Grand Bahama Homecoming.
Need I say more?
Welcome to Jags International. We have Celebration, Valeria, FRS, Bahamas Air, Hotel, car vouchers now on sale.
Girls, I tried book my ticket online with them ferry. Them so complicated, they asking for too much.
That's why I stick with Jags. No agency fees or booking fees. Cash and credit, all the same. Blow deals and spectacular services with a smile.
Yes, that's Jags. Your one-stop shop to Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, and Miami.
We even offer cheap car rental vouchers to all our thrifty Hertz and VIP service.
Book now with Jags and get their $5 discount card. And don't forget the super sales going on.
ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Watch our live channel to keep up with what's going on in the nation. News updates, we've got you covered. Tune into our radio stations with just a swipe. On the road, on the go, we're here with you. Available for download on the App Store and the Google Play Store.
This is your ZNS Healthy Lifestyles Fitness Tip, brought to you by Nesbitt Fitness Gym with Coach Jonathan Farquharson and Akela Nesbitt.
Now we're doing Supermans. So you want to be flat out on the floor on your stomach. Face down with your hands in the front of you. And you want to gradually lift your hands off the floor along with your chest. And squeeze your butt cheeks together with your ankles together as well. You're going to hold that position for at least 2 seconds and then come back down, face to the floor. You're going to start with your hands down and then face them up. As you're going down, you want to gradually come down. Lift your hip up. No squat in the legs, no bending in the legs, and just come right back up. Turn over. Come back up. You want to do at least 10 to 12 reps for your first set. Upward chest fly. I want you to ball your fists, place them in the back, and you're going to gradually start coming upwards to your chin. Back down, up.
I like like that.
I hope you're home getting fit.
No, the only one I want is the one on the floor. I can fall asleep.
You can take a nap? That will not work out your abs.
I fall asleep.
Horrible.
I tell you. It's going to be great, though. Great weekend ahead.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to play
Thank God
golf
it's
with
Friday.
the Sands guy on Sunday. It's going to be fun. So
Are you even getting any better at golf?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, Jimmy Sands promised me 10 golf balls and knock in the bush.
Oh, Lord. That's going to do it for us here in the North.
I'm Ricardo Lightbone.
I'm Megan Shepherd. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Financial Services Minister Brent Simonet giving an update on that meeting with the European Union this week. We've got more insight on other units of the Forensic Lab in honor of Police Month. And how old do you think this conch is? We don't know. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts right now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Government satisfied with high-level economic talks in Brussels. Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis. Minister of Financial Services, Trade and Industry and Immigration, the Honorable Brent Simonet, accompanied Minister of Finance, Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Peter Turnquest, and a delegation at the European Union's Brussels, Belgium headquarters this week to discuss the Bahamas being placed on the European Union's list of non-cooperative countries. Minister Simonet confirmed to us in a telephone interview this morning that new communication has been submitted to European Union ministers after this week's talks. Minister Simonet explained to us what will take place in the days ahead.
We were able to meet with representatives from the EU and had a very good, frank, and complete discussion on the matter. And we were informed that on Friday, which is today in Brussels, the EU technical team would be reviewing our subsequent letters and also status as a result of the blacklisting. We look forward to the outcome of that meeting, which will then set another train of events in place towards the eventual delisting of the Bahamas from the blacklist. The Deputy Prime Minister will be making a statement later on in Parliament, and as I will be, where we will outline the future roadmap.
Minister Simonet added that the response will mean new legislation to guide financial services.
We had additional legislation planned as a result of the signing of the convention in San Marino and Paris, dealing with common reporting standards and the base erosion profit shifting mechanism. So it's part of an ongoing process.
In news from Labor, acting president of the Bahamas Doctors Union, Dr. Makumba Miller, told the media today that he is disappointed with comments made this week by Minister of Health, Dr. Dwayne Sands, concerning the performance of doctors. Dr. Miller says Dr. Sands met with the BDU on previous occasions and the matter was never discussed.
In a recently signed industrial agreement between the parties, specifically mandates the policies and procedures that either the union or the government should follow in order to air their grievances. Every physician should receive a comprehensive annual performance appraisal in which any negatives about the employee's performance are addressed and documented. Any employee found to be operating at a subpar level should be given an opportunity to make positive changes in their work ethic. Were these employees given this opportunity before they were publicly shamed in the highest podium in the land?
Minister of Health, Dr. the Honorable Dwayne Sands, responded to the doctors' union's concerns. Dr. Sands told us by telephone that he stands by his comments about non-performing and underperforming physicians.
Small but visible minority. It is clear that I believe that the majority of physicians are hardworking, committed individuals. I have gone on record repeatedly as saying that they stand in the gap for Bahamians. I believe that many of those committed, hardworking physicians are underappreciated. That is not to say that there aren't individuals who have been taking the Bahamian people, taking advantage of the Bahamian people. And I'm sure if you put the same question to Dr. Miller, he will agree categorically that there are a number of a small but visible minority of physicians who do not provide value for the money that they're paid by the Bahamian people. And so the choice of language and in response, it is so. Because Dr. Miller knows exactly who I'm talking about.
And still on labor news, a handful of members of the Bahamas Public Services Union held a mild protest today to voice their dissatisfaction with the leadership, saying it lacks the integrity it takes to lead the organization. BPSU member Brenda Lee Seymour voiced her concerns.
Accountability is not there. Transparency is nowhere.
You can't see nobody, everybody in meeting. Every time, everybody in meeting. From the time they get in, I haven't seen the president one day yet. He hasn't come around to say, well, thank you for putting us in or whatever. Not one day yet. You put in for $500, you can't get it. They say, ain't no money inside the treasury. But my $25 coming out every month. I pay it, I work it hard for that $25, you know.
Bahamas Public Services Union President Kimsley Ferguson responded to today's demonstration.
If persons would have had concerns, then the office is available for them to come and express their concerns, but nobody has come to us and expressed any particular concern with regards to the service that we've been providing since we came into office. The auditors are currently in office at this particular time, and they're doing the audit for 2015. These audits were actually audits that were under the administration of the previous president, Mr. John Pinder, and it is our responsibility not to shove blame, but to get the job done on behalf of the membership, and that is indeed what we're doing.
Online reports suggest that a homicide investigation is currently underway in Florida after a bridge collapsed, leaving several persons dead and many more injured. The footbridge is located near Florida International University in Miami, where a number of Bahamian students attend. The bridge collapsed months before it was to open, leaving investigators with the difficult task of trying to figure out why it happened and who might be responsible. With many Bahamians residing in the Florida area, we reached out to Consul General Linda Trico Mackey.
Fortunately, because it's spring break, there are a few students actually on campus, and there were no Bahamians, and we regret the tragedy for those who experienced loss, but the Bahamas has not experienced any loss from any of our Bahamians at the school. And it's an unfortunate thing because it was recently built. The same company, I understand, the company that was involved in some other matter at the airport, so they're really under heavy investigation. So in terms of the Bahamians, it was confirmed that there were no Bahamians.
And still to come, a special workshop on trade held in the capital earlier this week. And we'll tell you about a unique discovery made in Eastern New Providence. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the new Shell and Lettuce, designed for extra miles.
Every dream needs a gentle push. Every tomorrow needs a warm embrace. Every ambition needs hope to take flight and the faith to pursue a unique goal. At Commonwealth Bank, we make it happen for you. Today, tomorrow, and into the future. Commonwealth Bank. Everything we do it for you.
Every day you wake up with the world in the palm of your hand. making connections and creating memories and sharing them with the people you care about. Every day, the world is at your fingertips, and you can experience every blockbuster movie in stunning HD and top 100 Billboard music hit with the touch of a button. Every day, your family and friends are important to you, and staying in touch no matter where you are in the Bahamas or the world is your #1 priority. And that's why, every day for over 100 years, BTC has been there to ensure that every Bahamian has the best connection to the world. We cover every island, rock, and key, regardless of the cost. This is BTC Country.
With KFC's Family Deal, everything is under control.
Dad genius.
Enjoy our family deal with 8 pieces of freshly prepared chicken, large family fries, and 4 biscuits. All for just $20 including VAT. KFC Nassau, it's finger-licking good.
Have you heard about RIA? It's one of Cash and Go's new ways to transfer money. RIA allows you to send money for cash pickup or direct to a bank account. Send money, pay bills, pay insurance, purchase airline tickets, make Visa payments. Love Cash and Go. Ask us about RIA money transfer today. For more information, call 322-CASH or visit simplycashandgo.com.
ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Watch our live channel to keep up with what's going on in the nation. News updates, we've got you covered. Tune into our radio stations with just a swipe. On the road, on the go, we're here with you. Available for download on the App Store and the Google Play Store.
This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Since the Bahamas signed on to the CARIFORUM European Union's Economic Partnership Agreement almost 20 years ago, Bahamas Agriculture and Industrial Corporation Executive Chairman Michael Folks says he hopes to see the increased export of goods from the Caribbean to Europe. Chairman Folks addressed a CARIFORUM European Union Economic Partnership Agreement workshop Thursday and said the Bahamas is proud to participate in the partnership aimed at developing free trade and promoting the free movement of goods and services. He added that BAIC's mandate is to encourage the expansion and promotion of small and medium-sized businesses while enhancing opportunities for international trade.
We achieve this by providing research and feasibility studies, industrial land for lease at concessionary rates, access to development funding, access to buyer markets, and business monitoring and evaluation. I therefore wish to report that in 2015, BAIC, through its Handicraft Development Department, exported Bahamian-made products inclusive of straw, shell, coconut products to a free trade enterprise in the name of El Puente in Germany with an export value in excess of $70,000. While the sum is not large by any measure, it is indeed a beginning.
The workshop at Super Club's Breezes was hosted by the Caribbean Export Development Agency, German corporation GIZ, and BAIC. Service specialist for the Caribbean Export Development Agency, Alison Francis, says the forum is the second of several being hosted in the region. First Secretary of Trade Affairs in the European delegation from CARIFORUM, Adam Winiskuski, says EPA implementation is a priority for the EU as it works with partners focusing on the development of the private sector.
We expect that the private sector will exchange on how they have traded with Europe and significantly as well how there can be possibilities of trade among themselves. The enhancement of regional trade is also an important aspect of the Economic Partnership Agreement.
One of the EPA's main objectives is to promote economic growth within the region. It aims to increase chances for the Caribbean businesses to participate in global value chains and supports the conditions for increasing investments and private sector initiatives, enhancing supply capacity and competitiveness in the CARIFORUM states.
Forensic testing helps police determine whether a suspect is innocent or guilty. The Royal Bahamas Police Force Forensic Lab is always busy testing evidence, and as we celebrate Police Month, we'll explore more units of this lab, which plays a major role in the fight against crime. DeAndre Williamson explains.
The Forensic Toxicology Unit I have found is an excellent unit.
Malachi Rackley is one of the scientific officers in the Toxicology Unit at the Forensic Lab of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. When someone dies from a drug overdose or chemical poisoning, the Toxicology Unit determines that information.
When it comes to postmortem toxicology, we want to know whether or not a person consumed a drug. Let's say a person committed suicide, right? And they took a whole heap of pills. So the pathologist would take specimens such as the gastric contents of the person, and if you find 100 pills in someone's gastric contents, you can be relatively convinced that that person attempted or intentionally consumed those pills.
Special care is taken when testing specimen. Corporal Rackley shares how it's done with their special equipment.
This right here is called the gas chromatography mass spectrometer. That's just a fancy way of saying it actually takes the sample. Inside here, we actually have the column. We have the column of the mass spec. So you will see this thin wire with the column right there. That's the actual column where the actual separation of the specimen takes place.
Then there's the chemistry unit. This unit is different from the toxicology unit. The chemistry unit determines the physical and chemical nature of unknown substances related to crime.
So what we have here is what we call a spot test. We use it as a screening method to screen whether we should test further for a drug or not. So this is a test tube containing a powdered or white powdered sample that we believe to be cocaine. Now we want to confirm whether it's possibly cocaine or not. If this is possibly cocaine, we're going to get the similar color produced in both wells.
Unlike the toxicology and chemistry units, the biology unit identifies and compares bodily fluids and biological material. This is helpful in crimes where blood, semen, or saliva is present.
So the test I'm about to do right now is called the leukomalachite green test for blood. What it does is it targets the enzymes specific to blood or hemoglobin, and it will change a color. So what we would do is we would take 1 drop of the leukomalachite green reagent, followed by a few drops of the hydrogen peroxide reagent, and we should get, if it's blood, a blue-green color change within 10 seconds.
Tests for blood are also done with a special light. Sergeant Lloyd explains how this test is carried out.
This is a UV light that we use to help identify stains, and I'm examining the clothing item for any signs of fluorescence. Any signs of fluorescence indicates that it's a possible bodily fluid that I would need to do chemical testing on.
For ZNS Network News, I'm DeAndre Williamson.
Basketball will dominate Police Month activities tomorrow and tonight. We're joined by members of the Crime Destroyers basketball team who will be among the groups competing in a basketball tournament at Loyola Hall on Gladstone Road. 3 of the members are joining us live in studio tonight to tell us more. Now, among them is Ashley Black. Ashley, first of all, tell us a little bit about the Crime Destroyers basketball team.
Okay, well, the Crime Destroyers basketball team comprises of 8 females. We've been practicing together from early February, and we're super excited about tomorrow's game. We know that we've got the gold.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So what will actually take for you guys to win tomorrow's game?
Honestly, I don't think it's going to be much competition between us and the uniform branch, but anything is possible. So we're just excited to play and that we actually have a team to play.
And are you excited about activities honoring Police Month?
Definitely.
Why are you so excited about it?
Well, I've been a police officer for 6 years now, and this is the first time that anything like this has happened since I've joined the police force, so I'm excited to compete.
And I see that we're joined by an intruder, I would say. Talk to me a little bit about your
Well, first of all, I'm one of the coordinators for the basketball tournament, and I'm also the head coach for the Central Ballers, and also the head coach for the all-star ladies who be going up against crime. And so we're going to be taking a bite out of crime. And so we're going to be excited. It's a really exciting month for all of us because, you know, this month you find folks from public asking, hey, we want to be a police if only for the month of March. All the excitement that's going on. So we want all you to come and join us. It's a fun time. We're going to have a men's basketball game, 6 teams involving the various division. And of course, we have one game between the ladies, the Crime Stoppers, and the All-Star from all the other divisions, who's going to come against these All-Star young ladies. So we know the trophy is going to stay with the All-Stars. But we're looking for an exciting time, and I'm telling you, Bahamas, you need to be there. Don't miss it.
So what do you guys want to say to your competitors for tomorrow's game?
Don't waste the time.
You know what? Tomorrow, they say the ball don't lie. So tomorrow you come and enjoy a fun-filled, and it's going to be safe because the majority of the folks be there will be policemen. So you will protect it on and off the basketball court. So again, come on and join us for a wonderful time of game in the game of basketball.
Be prepared for second place.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, we'll see. It's only a few hours away.
Thank you guys for joining us here on the Bahamas tonight, and best of luck to all of you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
The Bahamas National Trust is disappointed with the recent ruling handed down against 3 persons in Grand Bahama convicted of possessing and killing the endangered loggerhead turtle. National Trust officials said in a statement that the opportunity is to send a clear message that this serious offense was missed. The 3 offenders were sentenced to a conditional discharge and 500 hours of community service, something the BNT says many citizens felt was too lenient. The release went on to say that fisheries regulations allow for a much stronger penalty to have been issued. Offenders could have received a fine of $3,000, 1 year imprisonment, or both. While the BNT respects the discretion of the magistrate in deciding penalties, authorities say they are disappointed with the decision. A local conch vendor recently made a rather bizarre find, all thanks to Mother Nature. Several days ago, Stephen Popeye the conch celebrity Dean says he was walking along St. Andrews Beach after inclement weather conditions in that area when he stumbled across an extremely matured conch, which he says, based on the lip, could be many, many years old. For years, there has been a huge debate about the conch and that it could be gone if not preserved. Dean explained the research he conducted on the conch.
My experience being a conch vendor, you know what I mean, I have a lot of knowledge on conch. I saw that the conch was old. The bark of the conch, as a conch vendor, we normally knock the bark of the conch to get the conch out of the shell. It didn't have a hole, so I realized, you know, that this conch, you know, has been around for a very long time. You know, I can't determine the age right now, but I know that this is a very old conch.
Additionally, Dean, who was excited about the discovery, immediately contacted Bahamas National Trust officials to acquire more information about this conch, as for years he has made an honest living from the mollusk Bahamians and visitors love to eat. He says a study must be done to determine the age and how the matured conch met its demise.
I was surprised, you know, I was like, wow, this is a conch, you know, and once I saw the flare of the lip of the conch, I realized, like, wow, this is something that could be huge, you know what I mean? So I was really excited to find out, you know, more about, you know, the conch and how old the conch really is. You can basically tell from the lip of the conch the age of the conch, and normally if it's about 15 millimeters, and you can measure a conch from a tool that is used to measure conch. It's called a caliber. And once is a penny, but a penny size within width, that means that conch could be a mature conch. And what I noticed that this lip overlap enormously, you know, is very huge in the structure.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jiminita Swain with your weekly market recap. Activity in the market went down in terms of trade volumes and unchanged in the number of trades. There was movement in 10 out of the 35 listed securities on the local exchange. A total of 53,526 shares were exchanged, down from last week's volume of 447,561. There were 28 trades on BISX this week, unchanged from the 28 trades in the previous week. As for the advances, AML Foods Limited traded 6,000 shares to increase 2.17% to a new share price of $4.23. Cable Bahamas traded 1,400 shares to increase 0.56% to a new price of $3.62 per share. Commonwealth Brewery traded 22,373 shares to increase 1.82% to a new price of $10.05 per share. Finco traded 4,980 shares to increase 0.16% to a new price of $6.41 per share. As for the decliners, Commonwealth Bank Limited traded 4,771 shares to decrease 2.16% to a new price of $4.54 per share. And your Royal Fidelity investment tip for the week: plan your estate. Everyone has an estate, and regardless of how large or small, the common thing all in all is that you can't take it with you when you die. Your estate is comprised of everything you own. Good estate planning begins with a will or a living trust. Speak to a financial planner or a representative to see which option is better suited for you, and start making the necessary steps today to secure your estate. That was your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jimenita Swain.
Life happens, and when it does, FG Insurance Agents and Brokers is here. We help you protect the assets you've worked hard to attain. We offer home, auto, marine, commercial, and liability insurance. Don't hesitate to protect what matters with FG Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit us and speak to your agent today, or call us at 396-1490 in Nassau or 688-1500 in Freeport.
After I met Alive, and the Alive people, they were so nice. They came and showed me how to do this and do that, you know what I mean? And everything became so easy to me, and it started growing and make my head more relaxed, Even when I don't even want to do that, I just sit down, and when I look, I could watch different movies, different channels, If you don't know what to do, Alive, the staff, they so nice and they so humble, the girls so beautiful, but good personality. They come and they show you what to do. And I saw they didn't come here like years ago, you know what I mean? Just like honey. They feed me with honey. I can taste no sweetness through this company, right? I can just taste the sweetness going on with our family, Alive really connect me, and I believe in the best. And Alive is the best, and it's good to be alive and stay alive.
The bees are back. It's the 21st Annual Bahamas National Spelling Bee Championship, live Sunday, March 18th at 2:30 p.m. on the ZNS Network. Watch all the excitement of competition and find out who will take home the trophy. Watch the Bahamas National Spelling Bee Championship, Sunday, March 18th at 2:30 p.m. right here on the ZNS Network.
The Flow Carifta Games Bahamas 2018, featuring athletes in 26 countries across the region. Friday, March 30th to Monday, April 2nd at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. It's track and field at its best as our competitors run faster, throw further, and jump higher. The competition will be fierce as the Bahamas attempts to recapture the crown from arch rival Jamaica and keep Trinidad and Barbados and the rest of the Caribbean off their heels. Experience the energy of Junkanoo. Get your flags out, bring your whistles, goatskin, drums, and cowbells. Lick 'em with the rhythm. It's going to be sizzling hot, off and on the track. The Flow Carifta Games, March 30th to April 2nd at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. You just have to be there.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more. RBC Royal Bank. It's all about you.
If you own a portfolio of securities within a brokerage account, like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, you can access a hassle-free loan, known as a margin loan, based on the value of that portfolio. Your investment portfolio is essentially used as collateral for a cash loan. And the benefits are numerous. Simple and straightforward application, quick turnaround, a more competitive interest rate, no requirement for monthly payments. Contact us for more information on margin loans.
Management and staff here at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas participated in a seminar today to prepare themselves for retirement. Tashina Robinson-Blair reports.
For some, retirement is enjoyable. For others, it's a scary transition. According to the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas chairman, Mike Smith, it takes proper planning for that particular phase of life to be rewarding.
I have been retired twice, and believe you me, I've been having a good life. But I put it down to planning a good 10 years before I knew my first retirement was coming up. And if you plan it properly, it can be truly a rewarding time in your life. It shouldn't cost you considerable angst.
General Manager Kaylisa DeVoe Isaacs says the seminar aimed to put employees on the road to sustaining and expanding personal and financial wealth opportunities.
This seminar is to bridge those that might need a little more help and those who might need to revise, rework, rebuild, and recognize your needs before you hit retirement.
According to Kalina Financial Advisor Principal Anthony Ferguson, many Bahamians cannot afford to fall ill or face termination. He says less than 40% of Bahamian companies offer a pension plan. Mr. Ferguson spoke to the need for pension legislation.
We have seen situations where persons were fortunate to be in a company that offered a plan, but because of mismanagement of those funds, because of lack of planning, those persons worked for 30, 40 years and left with nothing.
According to relationship management expert Dr. Wayne Thompson, if persons are not emotionally prepared for retirement, they are more inclined to make reckless financial decisions.
You are about to stop work. Your income is going to be reduced by 66%. And you're going to buy a vehicle 3 times more costly than any vehicle you've had before. You're not well.
Dr. Paul Ramphal, a cardiothoracic surgeon, concentrated on health issues aging baby boomers would need to address that would affect their ability to enjoy life or even shorten it. Meantime, CFAO's Vice President of Investments, Pamela Musgrove, says it's important to conduct a financial reality check. Attorney Lenise Flowers, principal of White Leaf Chambers, spoke on whether one's death would lead to war or create peace. Pandora Butler, a senior manager at the National Insurance Board, outlined retirement benefits available from NIB. For ZNS Network News, I'm Tashina Robinson-Blair.
As the saying goes, you're never too young to start a business early, and that saying speaks to outstanding student of the Temple Christian School, Karis Knowles, who started a balloon business to donate to civic organizations and those who are in need. She is this week's Student of the Week.
My balloons, it starts from $1.25 and up.
At just 10 years old, Karis Knowles is already making her presence felt around the capital as a young balloon entrepreneur. The 5th grade student of Temple Christian decorates balloons of all colors, putting the smiles on the faces of all the youngsters who are able to persuade their parents to purchase them. She stopped by our ZNS studios recently to tell us where the idea came from.
I used to work with my Grammy, and she used to pay me because she has a rental company, and she rents chairs, tables, tents, and much more. And she used to pay me, and then I decided that I should do a balloon business because she never used to offer balloons, and I thought that I should offer balloons, and I used the money to buy a helium tank and the balloons.
But get this, Karis is now preparing to make the birthday of one of her peers extra special by creating some very unique balloon bouquets.
I went to the QC fair and I was giving out balloons, and a lady said that she would need us to do a balloon arch for her child's party on Saturday.
The future pediatrician, who was nervous during the interview, says proceeds from her balloon drive will go to two very special civic organizations.
I give some of my money to the Sister Breast Cancer and the Nazareth Children Home. And I want to give it to the Nazareth Children Home so I can make smiles on children's faces. And the reason I'm going to give it to the Sister Breast Cancer was so that, because my great-grandmother, Maria McPhee, died from breast cancer, and our former teacher, Miss Stalin, died from breast cancer also.
Family Island weather and sports is up next. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we provide imaging services to meet all your family's needs. Same goes for imaging at Grosvenor. We're the imaging experts. We never schedule multiple appointments, so you'll be in and out in no time. And if your initial screening reveals a concern, our radiology specialist can consult your doctor and conduct an alternative screening right then and there. Results are ready within 24 hours. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more. RBC Royal Bank. It's all about you.
The performance speaks for itself. Pennzoil Synthetics, made from natural gas. Make the switch.
Bigger is better. Get more for your money with Robin Hood Flour. Next time you're at the food store, compare. At 5.5 pounds, Robin Hood Flour gives you more for your money. Bigger is better. Robin Hood Flour. Find it at your favorite food store.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil.
Red cheese, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are.
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
And it's time now for a check on temperatures around our family islands. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us live in studio with the latest. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, LaDawn. In our second look at weather, we're going to take a look at temperatures around the family islands, and they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. It is 72 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, also Green Toll Key and Abaco. Marsh Harbor at 70 degrees in the Berry Islands, 72 also in Alistown, Bimini. Here in the capital, 70 degrees, 71 in Harbor Island. Rock Sandy Lutra, 73 degrees. Daniel Key, 74 is also in Camp Space, St. Andrews, Fresh Creek in Central Andros. In San Salvador, Rumkey, Otterstown, Cat Island, 74s. Again, Georgetown, Exuma at 75 degrees. Clarencetown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Mayagorna, Acklands, and Ragged Island, all at 76, 79 degrees in Matthewtown, Inagua, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 77 degrees. Your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Pink Setter. In the northwest and central islands, the winds will be out of the northeast at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. High tide, well, that took place at 7:17 tonight, and that should have been a PM there. And as we take you into tomorrow, well, really tonight, for the southeastern parts of our country, northeast winds, they will be increasing 15 to 20 knots. Seas 4 to 6 feet over the ocean, and that means caution flags are up for you boaters. Tomorrow in the northwest and central islands, the winds swing out of the southeast at 10 to 15 knots, the wave heights remaining at 2 to 4 feet. High tide 6:58 in the morning, low tide at 1:17 in the afternoon. For the southeast Bahamas tomorrow, winds northeast again at 15 to 20 knots, so the caution flag does not change. Wave heights 4 to 6 feet over the ocean. And on Sunday in the northwestern part of our country, the winds will swing out of the west and then eventually northwest behind a weak frontal system. Speeds around 10 to 15 knots, the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Your high tide will take place at 8:14 in the morning, with the low tide at 2:29 in the afternoon. And then for the central and southeastern islands on Sunday, winds falling off light and variable with flat seas of 1 to 3 feet over the ocean. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your travel forecast, and your travel forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. And that's going to do it for your travel forecast brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast coming up in about 15 minutes.
Welcome to Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Polycystic ovary syndrome, or PCOS, is a condition that occurs when an imbalance of hormone levels in a woman's body causes cysts to form in the ovaries. The cysts are like tiny fluid-filled balloons. PCOS can cause changes in a woman's menstrual cycle, fertility, hormone levels, heart and blood vessels, and appearance. Women can develop PCOS during their teenage or childbearing years. Usually women who have PCOS have irregular, infrequent, or no menstrual periods. They may also have trouble getting pregnant. Some women who have PCOS do not experience any symptoms. Other signs and symptoms of PCOS may include acne, overweight and obesity, excess hair growth on the face, nipple area, chest, lower abdomen, and thighs, thinning hair or bald spots, dark patches of skin, anxiety or depression, and pelvic pain. Women who have PCOS are also more likely to have type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol and triglycerides. Together with obesity, these conditions are known as metabolic syndrome. If you or someone you know suspects symptoms of PCOS, see a doctor as soon as possible and get advice about diagnosis and treatment. This has been Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Live your best life by living well.
Whether you want to get going in a new car, to relax at home while you pay bills on your mobile banking app, to get the best rewards with your credit card, or to get a sure start on your little one's future. Whether you want a quick response on your loan, or just a range of services that keep your business running smoothly, you want banking that fits your life. CIBC First Caribbean, banking that fits your life.
We are their mentor. And when we live long enough to see them succeed, then we know that we have done a great thing, because that's what we're here for.
Once we get to the kids and we can get Jesus in their heart, then if only we affect one child, that child goes to school in the neighborhood, where they might have at least 30 children in the class, and time they spread that with joy, that would be tremendous.
The Floca Rifter Games Bahama 2018, featuring athletes in 26 countries across the region. Friday, March 30th to Monday, April 2nd at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. It's track and field at its best as our competitors run faster, throw further, and jump higher. The competition will be fierce as the Bahamas attempts to recapture the crown from arch rival Jamaica and keep Trinidad and Barbados and the rest of the Caribbean off their heels. Experience the energy of Junkanoo. Get your flags out, bring your whistles, goatskin, drums, and cowbells. Lick 'em with the rhythm. It's going to be sizzling hot, off and on the track. The Floca Rifter Games, March 30th to April 2nd at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. You just have to be there.
If you're searching for savings, then the hunt is over. Save money this and every week at Super Value and quality supermarkets. Libby's corn or sliced beets 15-ounce can, 99 cents. Watley Bologna 12-ounce pack, 2 for $3. Chicken drumsticks, 99 cents per pound. Members Mark Ocean Spray 100% cranberry juice, 2-pack, 96-ounce size, $9.99. Fresh celery stalks, 2 for $3. Rosoni ready-cut macaroni 14.1-ounce box, 99 cents. If it's value you want, then you really want Super Value and quality supermarkets.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
There's only one place to find it all, and it's right here at the Builders Mall, where our friendly staff will provide you with everything your project needs.
From electrical supplies to lighting design.
An array of bathroom and plumbing fixtures.
Tools, lumber, shingles, and roofing materials. Everything for the contractor.
Or the do-it-yourselfer. For the perfect finishing touch, it's the Paint Center.
For a rainbow worth of colors, try Valspar Premium Paint.
Along with Minmax stains to help you finish the job.
Come, stop by next door at Tile King.
And browse an exquisite selection of tiles from around the world.
Plus, granite countertops and medallion.
Setting materials and a full line of Ruby tools for the wall, floor, patio, or pool.
Our standard is superior customer service.
And we are guaranteed to provide you with everything you need and more.
So don't waste time running from place to place.
Find it all at Builders Mall.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The NCAA men's basketball tournament tipping off yesterday. The madness already underway. The biggest upset involving one of our own. When he went to college, DeAndre Ayton knew he was going to be one and done, but I don't think he expected the same fate from his Arizona Wildcats in the opening game of the tournament, but that's exactly what happened. The third-seeded Cats one and done, getting blown out by 14th-seed Buffalo, 89-68. Despite the loss, the big man finishing with another double-double. He had 14 points and 13 rebounds, and to no one's surprise, the potential #1 pick he officially declared for the NBA draft and spoke a bit about the loss.
This was real tough, especially with these guys that I call them my brothers. Going down like this really hurt. We thought we had this game. We really wanted to make history for the Wildcats, and unfortunately we didn't.
The Providence Basketball Association continuing with its best of 3 Division I playoffs last night at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. Julian Gibson starts us off with the opener between the PJ Stingers and the Caro Contractors Pirates.
Benson last night at the Kendall Isaacs Gym, cold on the outside, also cold on the inside, all bundled up. Boy, this one would be a hotly contested battle, especially in the fourth quarter. The Stingers trailed by as much as 10 points late in the ball game, but they made it close. With a minute and change left, Stalathiel Dean with a long pass to Vine and Stubbs. Pass, turnover. With a chance for the Stingers to tie the ball game, the Pirates would take advantage and they would go on to hold off the Stingers to tie up the series 98-93, a big win.
We stretch out our season, so that's all we worried about. Whether we win by 1 point, 2 points, 10 points, we just needed to win.
You know, my team count on me for those big shots, turnovers or not. They know that's my strong suit, so they lean on me to do those things, and I just came through.
That's transition and getting back on defense. That will kill us tonight.
I know this come back with a fight, man. You gotta respect the next team. They did a wonderful job.
What's gonna happen come Saturday night?
We're gonna shut it out. You know, this game just was to show them that even though we down, we still a better team. So we just coming out to show them full-heartedly that that's what we come to do.
All we gotta do is come to the gym, play as a team, share the ball, and we win the game.
Come Saturday, it's the same thing. You fight as hard as we can. We come in to win. You gotta fight a little hard. We gotta play an extra defense. Falling off on defense. You can't win a game without playing defense.
The past 2 games, you know, we started off flat. We just let them get a big lead. The first game we was down 30. We had to come back. Tonight we dropped down by 15, so we just got to start off better.
We really still focusing on just running our offense. You know, a lot of times, it's because we just playing together. It's our first year really as a unit. We really just still trying to trust each other, and that's our big thing. We just got to trust each other.
Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I am Julian Gibson.
As for last night's feature game, the situation much the same. The Rhythm Rebels also in a must-win against the Commonwealth Bank Giants, but the Giants not taking any chances. They made it look easy, winning 96-64 to complete the 2-game sweep. Deshaun Taylor a side-high 21 points in the win. David Taylor adding 17. Gamalion Rose 14 points and 10 rebounds. Michael Furley-Bain finishing with 12 points. Tarad Ramming, he had 10. For the Rebels, Theo Ferguson a game-high 22. Craig Buchanan had 15. Deshaun Dean finishing up with 12. The trek towards the Carifta Track and Field Championships for Team Bahamas continues this weekend with trials, and the jumps are going to be keenly contested.
We expect some big jumps, especially from Donisha Anderson. I helped her in the high jump. You got Tay Charlton, she qualified in the long and the triple. You got Delvon Wims in the long jump. You got one of the best jumps in the region. You got Giles. I helped Giles. He's in college. He's coming down on Thursday. You got Deja Moore. She's coming down. And we got another young secret. You'll see her at the Cariftas.
Hosting an event like Carifta is definitely a big undertaking, but the local organizing committee is ready for the challenge.
Just hosted 3 World Championships. Carifta will be on the same stage. We've been in the trenches for about 5 months now, and we're just ready to go. Our athletes are prepared. Carifta trials, you'll see the same athletes improving themselves. We've seen persons qualify this weekend. We've seen the ones qualify improve their times. And so right now, all systems are a go. Come out and support Carifta trials and watch the athletes. Get to know the athletes for the Carifta Games.
The New Providence Softball Association held elections last night. Desiree Taylor is the new president, going in unopposed.
It was last year sometime. I thought about it and I said, you know what, let me be the start of change. You know, we have a lot of young people that want to come in the sport, and maybe if they see a younger person leading the sport, maybe it'll bring them closer. Get them to come in, get them to be more open and more available to the sport.
Desiree also spoke about some of her immediate plans.
I definitely want to honor more persons that may not have been honored. We have players that went away with the team in 1973 that have never been honored before. I want to bring softball back to what it used to be. Let's bring back some of the older players so they can mesh now with the young people to say, listen, this is what we did. Y'all could get back to this position. I also want to bring youth back to the sport. You know, we could have some games, maybe invite JBLN down or invite some Freedom Farm teams down. Come out, play a game. You know, just bring the love back to the sport.
After 2 blocks of bowling at the 2018 World Cup roll-offs, Driscoll Roll has overtaken Camille Burnside on the ladies' side. Roll a total of 1,807 pins and a 192 average. Burnside 1,787 pins and a 182 average. Janice Hoyt in third, 1,743 pins and a 179 average. Fourth is Tara Johnson, 1,590 pins and a 159 average. And rounding out the top 5, Tara Culmer, 1,482 pins and a 144 average. The leader for the men, that's Lee Davis, 2,095 pins and a 210 average. Soneth Lockhart second, 1,878 pins and a 188 average. Stan Bethel in third, 1,852 pins and a 185 average. Raymond Adderley in fourth, 1,827 pins and a 183 average. And sitting in fifth is Kevin Williams, 1,825 pins and a 183 average. The Long Islanders Association, their captain's change-up fundraising regatta that takes place this weekend in Montague Bay. Skipper Stephen Knowles will have to hand over the reins of the Witty Cay for at least the next couple of days, but he says she's still in good hands.
All of my crew are going to be on the boat. Only the captain changes the boats. So I mean, my crew, they know everything about the boat. They know what to do. They could coach the captain, even if they're a mediocre captain. They could coach them to win the race. You know, it's really not that difficult if you really understand boats. The crew is not afraid of carrying the sail that I would take with an average captain, because they know that they can handle the pry and get a good start, and et cetera, et cetera. So I don't see anything changing in terms of the best boat. But the best captain is going to be a little intriguing this time. I already got second twice, once behind Captain Lundy and once behind Buzzy Roll. So hopefully this time I can pull it off.
And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Night comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Easter's almost here, so get your hot cross buns in gear for the Robin Hood Easter Egg Hunt. Buy Robin Hood flour and take your receipt to Pritchard's on Robinson Road. 10 winners will be invited to the Robin Hood Easter Egg Hunt. You can win up to $3,000. Want to be an instant winner? Take a selfie with Robin Hood flour. Email it to robinhoodpromo@gmail.com and check Acer H Pritchard's Facebook page to see if you're a winner. Enter today.
Spring cleaning can seem impossible, but with these products, it's a no-brainer. Buy Swiffer, Mr. Clean, Gain Dish, or Febreze and enter for a chance to win great prizes, like up to $3,500 cash.
You got to make the best of what you have in front of you. And that's some of our problems. We don't know how to make the best of what we've got. You keep on looking out the window and seeing something better. And you think if you get that, that's what's going to make your, oh Lord, this is what's going to make your life better. But I need to tell you, you need to make the best of who you are.
Join us this and every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. for Fake Touch on ZNS TV 13.
The Bees are back. It's the 21st Annual Bahamas National Spelling Bee Championship, live Sunday, March 18th at 2:30 p.m. on the ZNS Network. Watch all the excitement of competition and find out who will take home the trophy. Watch the Bahamas National Spelling Bee Championship, Sunday, March 18th at 2:30 p.m. right here on the ZNS Network.
Everybody, I on TV. Look, I on TV. Mom, guess what it is? That's me. Bartender, do you see me? I on television. I gotta tell my girlfriend I on television.
Hello?
Babe, turn your television to ZNS.
Quick, I'm on television. I don't have a TV in here.
We have Wi-Fi though.
We have Wi-Fi.
That's fine. They upgrade now. You can watch it live from your phone.
You just have to download the app. All right, hold on.
Go to the App Store, type in ZNS, download the app, and you'll be able to watch ZNS straight from your phone. Hurry up and start over again.
Get your news and more anytime, anywhere with the new ZNS app. Stay connected from around the globe with our live stream news updates, all in the palm of your hand. You can also listen to the ZNS Radio Network for your favorite music. Go into your Apple or Google Play Store and download the ZNS app today.
Miss I's star now. I still gotta pay.
The Flow Carifta Games Bahamas 2018, featuring athletes in 26 countries across the region. Friday, March 30th to Monday, April 2nd at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. It's track and field at its best as our competitors run faster, throw further, and jump higher. The competition will be fierce as the Bahamas attempts to recapture the crown from arch rival Jamaica and keep Trinidad and Barbados and the rest of the Caribbean off their heels. Experience the energy of Junkanoo. Get your flags out, bring your whistles, goatskin, drums, and cowbells. Lick 'em with the rhythm. It's going to be sizzling hot, off and on the track. The Flow Carifta Games, March 30th to April 2nd at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. You just have to be there.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, that front system has exited the southeast Bahamas, but it leaves behind some cloudiness over the southeast Bahamas. High pressure will influence the weather over the northwest and central Bahamas over the weekend, and that means some pretty nice weather shaping up for you. The forecast for tonight looks something like this: another clear and chilly night, low temperature getting down to 67 degrees, and tomorrow another beautiful day, simply sunny and nice, high temperature around 80 degrees. Your extended weather forecast over the next 7 days will shape up like this, getting you back up into the 80s over the weekend. Things will warm up right in the early part of next week. And then come Wednesday, we expect a front system to move into the northwest Bahamas sometime Wednesday night. And by Thursday morning, that will usher in another round of cool temperatures. You see those temperatures start to fall on Thursday, getting back into the 70s during the daytime, and those nighttime temperatures once again will fall into the low 60s and some upper 50s here in the capital. Up in the extreme north, those daytime temperatures would be in the mid-70s with nighttime temperatures in the low 50s.
And I know, Basil, over the weekend, the members of the police force are going to be taking part in the basketball tournament, so we're going to have some good weather for
Beautiful weather over the weekend, and couldn't ask for a better weekend.
Thank you so much, Basil. And with that, we end the Bahamas Tonight, the national report. For all of us here at ZNS, I'm LaDawn Davis. Make it a great evening, everyone.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Lord, I have waited for you to lead us